Yule Scepter. Much prefers to go sometimes even for the Blink Dagger, at times Witch's Blade, and really not wanting to bother and stop to slow down for the Yule Scepter. Whereas the Void Spirit doesn't mind building a Yule Scepter because it actually combos with him. Puck wants people on the ground so she can do damage all the time.
What is wrong with you and Puck, mate? Is it?
That's what I said, right?
She.
Well,
really?
Top lane.
Top trouble. Nice. Good kill. Actually, this is a very good usage of the Disruptor early. Disruptor is one of the strongest tri-lane heroes in general. They're probably not going to tri-lane him. He's going to go bottom. That's because level 1 Thunderstrike is just such a nice spell to have. It deals a ridiculous amount of damage, and on the tri-lane, you stay at level 1 very often. So they gave level 2 to Naga, which is great for her lane, and Disruptor can rotate down bottom if they see the need, or stay top and go for another kill.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they do stick top here. Generally speaking, Undying, one of the probably best supports to have in a tri-lane, because level 1 is very powerful. Lots of heroes to seal strength him, although he's in a very poor position. He might have to take a short trip back to the fountain. For now, he's okay.
Yeah, but the issue is the positioning as the VP.
And now they're good to do this, because guess what? To get himself back to full HP after you steal 4 strength, right, you got to eat more tangos. So he's going to have to use all of his regen here basically immediately, and that's going to leave Ursa very susceptible to getting harassed here by the Nyx and Rezo. So it's a really smart play by HellRaisers. Oh, mid lane. Okay, he's young G for now.
I like what he is G. I like that Larl's playing this aggressively. I think in the match of Void Spirit versus Puck, because Puck has a bit better lane control than you, and you really, the shield is okay, but it's not as good as Illusory Orb or Waning Rift, of course. So you really want to try to pressure with your Aether Remnant, taking advantage that Puck is not going to be able to harass you too much due to the shield, and that's exactly what he's trying to do. Put a bit more pressure in the early game, where he has the advantage of being melee, and try to kill the Puck as early as possible. Ideally, the Nyx can rotate around the 4-minute rune as well, and hope for that kill on top of that.
Yeah, Undying is, as I already said, pretty much out of regen, right? He's got the 1 tango left, so another 90 HP for him, and then he's left with basically nothing. He's having to use a Clarity relatively early on. It's not going to be a big deal. I'm sure he's ferrying out more regen, but just because the Ursa Warrior is going to be forced to take a lot of harass damage in this dual melee offlane. In fact, he might take even a little bit more. Nice job there on the Impale, just catching our Ursa, the open power, not enough to get him to run away.
Notice, like, you're going to body block me? No, no problem. No problem. I'm just going to go the other way completely.
Breaking the ankles there of the Nyx assassin. Many ankles broken at the same time. 6 ankles.
Yep. I like that. Oh yes, true. It's a bug. Nyx is a bug, in fact. Noticed is only level 2 right now, which means Fury Swipes is not strong enough to be a threat, which is why I think they're playing so aggressively. Now we're level 3, they might have to reconsider this.
Yeah. And I think they will, and this is something I've been praising HellRaisers for all series. They really know how to adjust to every single power spike, and when they're weak or when they're strong, they know exactly how to play that.
Top tower is under attack.
Sorry about the score command, guys. It's a tight score right now. We apologize. We didn't update it in time before the game. Yeah, sorry.
And yeah, so you're right. They probably are going to reevaluate that, and I think that's what the best teams and also what the best players really do in Dota is look to maximize and increase their efficiency to the ridiculous degree to be able to actually make sure they're able to, you know, get farm, get that extra little edge, get that extra 2-3% win rate, because, you know,
in a competitor that means a lot, right?
It does,
especially in the early game. It's the small plays that really matter. In the middle lane, actually, Puck gets solo killed completely. And just catch him with Aether Remnant. And this is one of the advantages of the Void Spirit, like I mentioned. He can wait for your phase shift and just put an Aether in there, and you are guaranteed to get stunned. It's very difficult for the Puck to deal with that. So you have to play much more with the Illusory Orb. You have to be very careful. Young G is a good player, but it's just the nature of this matchup. Yeah. And Void Spirit is always looking for an opportunity to try to set that Aether Remnant.
All right, the good news for HellRaisers is that it was actually VANSKOR able to secure the regen rune down bottom, immediately ruined, of course, by the Rubick, but you don't care. All that's important is that Larl, pardon me, isn't able to refill the bottle, especially with a regen rune. So he's going to have to maybe play a little bit more patiently here. Young G with the full bottle, having respawn, full mana, full HP, compared to Larl, who doesn't have any regen currently. The bad news for them is 5-minute bounties are about to spawn, so it probably is not going to make that much of a difference here anyway.
Well, let's see what happens as VP.Prodigy. They got some nice advantage in the mid game, but their carry matchup is definitely much better for HellRaisers, right? Cooman has made this nature probably kind of useless. Not like you can do much against a Naga Siren. She has way too much armor for NP to do anything until you get Wrath of Nature, where there's a bit of damage there, right? You can actually kill the Naga.
Yeah, and then nice preemptive rotation to make sure there's no support by forcemajor, trying to make sure that the Disruptor is not able to steal or otherwise harass the Void Spirit on his way to collect the bounty rune.
Yep, that's true. The rotations are... I guess the Nyx can't really rotate too well. I mean, he has a lot of stuns to secure that room, but that doesn't have the kill potential. And Undying has just left the lane. He's like, if I'm here, they're just going to kill me instead. And they can't kill the Ursa right now, so I think it's the right choice to just leave completely.
Yeah, he's almost got... Is that Tranquil Boots, I believe he's going to be making?
Not bad.
Yeah.
He sees Rezo. He's like, time to fight him. Ursa's coming.
No, Ursa doesn't want to go up. It's too
many lasses.
lane. Yeah, it's too many CS. He's going to be missing out. It's not worth it. He's like, sorry, I'm sorry, bro, dude. And they interrupted the pull. It played well. Oh, a nice little tiny bit of a reflection damage there. That's by Carpus.
I'm gonna go for Lil. Let's see if Notice can continue this. That's the Impale though. Notice
and the Tranquil's active now.
he does the Earth Shock though, slow, but the creep is actually body blocking Notice.
He's not gonna get it. Lil's gonna be able to zone him away.
That's true, but that creep is not helping him at all.
No, it wasn't helping his case. You're absolutely right about that.
He's like, allied creeps? Let me rethink that.
You're getting denied real soon.
Well, the resolution now is at the point where he really can't stay in lane due to the existence of the Ursa and the Undying, so he's just gonna sap experience and play as defensively as possible. This might be a good time for Nyx to start rotating in the mid. Honestly.
Yeah, just give the solo XP, right, and just try and leech as little as possible.
But Nyx is a deterrent for any sort of Ursa initiation here, which is why they might keep him around. Like, just show him, because if he shows himself mid, then that's like a freebie for VP.Prodigy to just run the Centaur down, right? And they might want to wait till his Stampede, so he can't be killed immediately.
Oh, they're gonna go bot lane instead here. It's a TP, but he's gonna be now scouted there by the ward. Let's see how they react with that information. In the mid lane, they know there's no TP on the Nyx assassin. Interestingly enough, VP.P, and like you said, they do make the move first with the DD rune, trying to astral step forward and get the kill, but YoungG responds in force with that Dream Coil. So yeah, you're right, they were going to make the move, and they're still going to try for a kill bot lane. They're going to be able to find a Furion. And the kill over to Cooman. Centaur is getting ran at here currently. Noticed as well is actually bothering to leave the wave. He's missing out on a lot of last hits here, though. Oh, not that bad, actually. They focus onto the wagon. He's going to maybe lose one to the tower. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, exactly. He's fine. He's going to go for the Battle Fury Ursa build as well, which is the only way you can deal with the Naga realistically this game. And also a good way to keep up with her farm. And he got a good lane. Not too bad. It's not impossible this game for them entirely. Let's see if YoungG can recover, though, from this mid lane.
They didn't want to refill the bottle of YoungG for whatever reason, but now Nyx Assassin rotating on over. Ice Impale sets up the kill onto Larl. He's out of mana. Bottle sip though. Tombstone is down. Needed to heal that one up though. Someone smoked for some reason, and it's not going to do a damn thing. This Puck is still going to be dead at the end of the day.
It might have been the Rubick. Sure. Chunkling. Not sure. But Larl actually, I don't know if you saw, but the NP actually did do the bottle trick with Void Spirit though. So he got the bottle trick with NP. So that's actually what helped him in the fight and actually allows him to stay in the lane as well. Very smart. I like that they rotate Centaur because there's no way Void Spirit's killing the Centaur, and it's clear Void Spirit is pretty trigger happy right now. He's looking to kill the Puck on the true.
Yeah, that's true. If you can force a hero to do something they don't want or something they didn't level to do or build to do, let's see, what's his build here even on the Void Spirit? There he is. You can farm though with Resonant Pulse, can't he?
No, he's gonna be fine, right? He can still put pressure in the lane, but Centaur is a good hero to relieve that pressure. It seems like for now, they're just gonna use Rezo as a temporary measure. That's a lot of lost time for Rezo though. Usually a support is the one that does that, right? Rotating mid to tap experience while the Puck goes elsewhere.
Pardon me, guys. Just gonna make my mini-map extra large so I can see.
And so you can see.
I can see.
So we can all see.
So we can all see there. As we'll take that pause here to go ahead and get it. A little bit of flag here for the side of VP.P, so we're going to disconnect on their mid, as well as force major, but we'll be back soon.
Reconnected. Oh, okay. But the Rubick also had disconnected that.
Yeah. So I wonder if they're playing from a team house or something.
What, VP.P? I'm not sure, because they just got signed, right? So I don't think they'd be ready to. I actually don't know that information. I'd like to know that information. Maybe the Divisions 1 stream, which you can watch on ESL, might give us that information later.
ESL_Dota 2, give them a follow.
Yep.
They're going to be live soon, I think. Are there any upper division games today?
Yeah, that was right after ours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, exactly. So they're ready for the upper division games right after ours, which is going to be very exciting. Also CIS, guys. So you still get to watch some of the Eastern Europeans, sorry, Dota. And in this game, I think the advantages for VP.Prodigy rely more on the Void Spirit and how well his lane. No, that means go, by the way.
Okay.
I'm telling you so you know. VP.Prodigy has the Void Spirit that can create a lot of space for them. He won his lane, that's one of the best assets, but the Naga Siren is still a concern for them. The only problem with Naga Siren being very farmed early is that you don't do anything, right? You always have to farm the Manta style at least, then maybe Diffusal or another item, and then you fight. And it doesn't feel like the early farm serves as much of a purpose as Ursa.
Nice Impale, Lil. Holy moly, the king of efficiency there.
Radiant's
But why
courier
would I
has
bother
been
to spend, how much mana is it, 110? 145 mana to stun one person when I can stun two for the same price.
Is Ursa going for a
Dire's
naked
top
Battlefield, by the way?
tower is under
I just saw
attack.
Perseverance
Yeah.
completed.
No, he's got the boots.
Okay, so just brown boots.
Just brown boots, so not quite naked, but, you know,
Close to it, though.
close to it.
Yeah, so okay, so the timing should be quite good for his Battle Fury. I like this idea, because there's not much pressure to him in lane. Naga's too static. Oh, DSA, what are you? Okay, he gets the Tombstone here, which is just free gold.
Yeah, what level is it? It's only level 1. I mean, he's only
Unless
level 3.
The Void Spirit wants to punish. Nyx gets a Spike Carpus off, but not in time. Nyx wants to commit suicide now.
Try.
And it wasn't free gold. Wrath of Nature guarantees that he can't suicide against the Roshan.
Oh, yeah. And the zombie spawning that Roche is going to aggro too.
Yep, true. So,
Clever
well played Tombstone.
He's okay. Larl's going to be ganking, has an Astral Step and an Aether Remnant ready to use, but a creep wave inconveniently running on in. Would have blocked any effort there.
I think it's interesting to see the contrast between Larl last game and Larl this game, right? Where last game he was happy to play a tertiary position, more of a utility Void Spirit, wasn't playing so aggressively early. In this game he understands that his role is much more pivotal to the early game space of VP.Prodigy. So instead, you were seeing him all over the map, trying to gain kills, even sometimes losing farming time, just to try to put pressure on the lanes. The right kill is to go bottom, by the way, because if you take a kill against the enemy carry, then you can go, or against the support, then you can go for the tower, and that's how you open up the map in the early game.
Our Nyx Assassin is up to level 6, probably consumed a tome. He's absorbing some experience here in the mid lane. He's got a smoke, Vendetta ready to go, so he could potentially look for a kill somewhere on the map. Of course, as soon as that Nyx Assassin goes missing, the threat is very real. They might be able to make it. Oh wow, there's going to be the Vendetta just used for the bonus damage. Dream Coil dropped on top. Unfortunately, there's going to be no follow-up. Static Storm, though, is going to be placed. They have not caught the Void Spirit, but there's the Stampede just committing about everything. Still alive is going to be Larl. In fact, he gets the kill onto the Nyx Assassin. A second one out, and that's going to be the Stolen Dream Coil out. Oh my goodness, from forcemajor finding 2. VANSKOR actually snaps the coil, and Larl returning for another kill, or at least 2 more assists. As DSA is going to drop a tip onto Young G, says thank you very much.
Oh, they catch Rezo.
They catch Rezo too.
Can he continue this? No.
Probably telekinesis still on cooldown. Yeah, level 1 telekinesis, otherwise he'd probably be dead. But very, very good fight there for VP.P. I am personally shocked that puck didn't cast a single thing after that coil.
Right? I agree. Like you said, there's no follow-up, but Static Storm was the follow-up, but then puck didn't go to
Cast anything.
Yeah.
Not even a phase shift.
He was a bit afraid of going in. I guess he was surprised by the Dream Coil, though. He didn't expect him to steal it in time. I don't know. That was a major show of force by him, so I think it was a well played by Rubick. Really nice steal. And Dream Coil has a really low cooldown, so you can just abuse it as Rubick for the next couple minutes.
That's absolutely right. And who would have thunk it? The best way to counter a puck is with a Dream Coil. She can't do anything
It's
against
actually very true. Again,
it can't do anything against it.
You're totally right, though. The puck is actually very similar to the Spirits, right? And that's why the puck is such a good hero against Spirits, because it stops all mobility. So does Rubick when he steals it off you.
Yeah,
and this gives you a lot of space to the Ursa, which I believe should be finishing up his Battle Fury by now.
He's got to be close here.
Yeah, he's only 400 gold away.
That's going to be a pretty decent time. He should be at least within the 12, maybe 13 minutes by the time it gets delivered.
That's the timing I expect with brown boots on an Ursa, honestly. So it's pretty good. And now you can start playing a bit more aggressively. Let's see if VP.P's lineup works out, though, because this is their time to shine. This is where their lineup really, really excels. The early mid game where they get easy pickoffs, they can abuse the Undying a lot. They got the global presence of NP, and nobody else has enough mobility to match him. There's a lot of strengths here for the early game.
There's a Sentry Ward chilling here in the mid lane. Dream Coil committed. He's going to use the Illusion Rune for really no reason, unfortunately. Another stolen Dream Coil there as they have connected onto the puck. And have they stolen Static Storm? Unfortunately not. This time it's only Thunderstrike.
That was a good attempt. That was almost a very hyped Dream Coil and Static Storm just by the Rubick.
That would have been incredible.
Yeah, but this Disruptor has learned. And he is going to use Thunderstrike. He is VANSKOR, right? He is the king of Rubick as well.
Yeah, he goes, not this game.
Back in Empire, I used to do what you do, young one, so I know what you're trying to do.
I made the first highlight reel of me using ultis on all of my enemies.
The HUD back then was trash. I used to cover the whole screen. Do you even know what that felt like?
You know how hard it was to steal spells when it kept, I don't even know, when you had to level up your stats individually?
Yeah. VANSKOR really showing them how it's done, you know, and I think his performance this game has been pretty good. I think for a Disruptor, he's gotten some good impact in the lanes, and now his Static Storm's been overly aggressive, but I think it's how you're supposed to play this game. You're trying to mitigate, or you're trying to punish any minor mistake by VP.P, because you know if you fight him head on, you're going to lose.
Yeah, and now Larl, he's probably going to be like, well, if I go back mid lane, I'm probably just going to get dream coiled again, so I should not come back out of this jungle until I have my Scepter. I think that is a very wise decision. He's going to be a little bit susceptible here to a potential gank out from the Nyx Assassin now that Vendetta has just come off of cooldown, but for now, as long as the Nyx Assassin is somewhere showing on the map, which crucially he isn't, because again, HellRaisers, they know that they play very well with information, and they're not going to give any information that they don't need to here to the side of VP.P.
That's very true, actually. And that's why HellRaisers is playing in a very defensive fashion, always outside of the map as well, using the illusions instead to create them vision.
And look, VP.P, to their credit, they're reading this nicely. They say, hey, we haven't seen the Nyx Assassin in like 30 seconds. We don't have any wards in our jungle. Let's farm a little bit closer to towers, or at least evacuate our jungle for now, and play a little bit safe. HellRaisers, they're going to probably realize that the gig is up, and they're going to move on into the jungle, however, start setting up some wards, and potentially look for a fight. That's going to be the move. Again, and even a smoke here.
Interesting. So this smoke, it's a bit of a Hail Mary smoke where you don't have enough vision, so you're kind of saying, let's hope. Your lanes are pushed, so it's not a bad smoke, but it's not imperceptible, right? Because you don't have any vision on the enemy team. You're going to control the enemy high ground, probably de-ward their, the enemy jungle. Probably de-ward their jungle as well, take over their jungle in this sense, but VP.P will do the same thing in your own.
Yeah, and this is great. The map read, right? They've completely swapped sides of the maps here. Radiant for Dire, Dire for Radiant. Turns out they're not so different after all. Who would have thunk it? But now that they're probably going to go ahead and switch on over, they're each going to need to do some cleaning in their own jungle. Check for some wards here and there, right? And make sure they don't get caught up by a smoke tank, especially here for the side of VP.P, because you don't want to give any information you don't need to here to a Nyx Assassin, because that could really lead to just a very costly gank.
Yeah, your scouter per se would be the MP, and he's not as effective because he can't really die this early. Oh, noticed? Maybe in trouble. Ursa, he's really deep. He breaks the coil within range. They glimpse him back though. No static resistance can self you from the Disruptor. They do static storm him. He actually avoids the kinetic field, but still a fair amount of damage. That static storm has a really deceptive AoE, and now they're gonna finish off Noticed. Unable to really get away. Celebrity will also fall. DSA drops the tombstone. They're like, dude, you are dead. They bring in the cavalry, and they're gonna pummel him to death. Oh my
goodness, there's so many things right in that small camp. Those Wild Rippers are like, man, they really need to get new zoning laws in here. Too many zombies are moving in.
I am surprised. I don't know what the Ursa was doing diving that deep, to be honest.
I think he was maybe hoping to be aggressive and push past the wave. I think I heard him Earth Shock and then start to cleave it with the waves, but then immediately HellRaisers are like, that's too far, you're in trouble.
Yeah, but that's off the, like, especially with a Centaur.
That's across the line for sure, but he was just looking to farm.
Now, Fuzzy Wuzzy this time is going to overextend, and Cooman will take advantage of this to try to take over the mid-tier 1. This will equalize the mid lane. Usually when there's only one tier 1 down, this becomes a bit of a dead lane for one of the teams where you can't really cross the river. Now it's much more equal between both teams, and HellRaisers will have an easier time as well dominating the enemy jungle, since their mid-tier 1 is down.
Russell's got a blink. Well, he can still blink because, of course, Orchid doesn't do any damage on its own.
But it was on cooldown, so he could have
done the entire time, yeah.
Let's see, VP.P, they're starting to lose a bit the advantage they had in the early game, right? I don't know how well they can recover if this goes to even, like if this even goes to minute 30, I don't know how strong the Ursa is going to be. I know the Battle Fury build gives him a lot more flexibility in terms of his utility time, right? He has a much bigger window of opportunity.
The issue seems to have been that, like I said earlier, Larl, he's like, well, it's too dangerous for me to go fighting right now. Here is it's too dangerous for the Fury to be in the top lane. He's going to end up dead to the likes of Young G. They did only commit the Vendetta for that, so they can still ready up, pony up, and ready to fight again.
I guess he's your best dead laner that you have, because Rubick is kind of okay, but if he dead lanes, he's going to die. You want Rubick to have a bit of farm this game, and the Void Spirit can also do it. So it's either Void Spirit or MP. Oh, that's Static Storm. Can it field as well? Now, this Disruptor is literally soloing the Ursa right now. I mean, even if it's just wasting in range, that's a pretty big deal. Unless VP.P wants to fight this, knowing there's no Static Storm, they're going to try to take advantage of this initiation. They only find Disruptor, though. It's only a position 5, but at least you punish the static usage. Naga wants to fight this. They use the Drinkle onto them, Stampede as well to initiate, and a murder force major in a matter of seconds. The Drinkle is still annoying for this Void Spirit as a Nyx Assassin, hoping to stun him in time. Wow. He's still silenced, can't move away, so Void Spirit will fall. Larl is down for the count, and DSA trying to TP away. There's a Scepter. Where are you going? Undying will not honor his name today as he dies yet again.
So earlier on in the game, I said Puck doesn't really like building a Scepter, but she's done it this game, and it's been working out pretty nicely for her, to say the least. Also, nice usage there of the ultimate by Young G. I talked about like the potential for you to be able to get a power spike here, right? We've already seen Rubick. He knows how to steal ultimates. He's stolen one already, just one. 2 Dream Coils cast from the same spell steal. And as soon as he steals Thunderstrike, Puck immediately drops the coil. Doesn't even have to worry about it. Spell steal has much too long of a cooldown, 18 seconds level 1. There's absolutely zero concern for you to need to phase shift or immediately what after. Puck can just, a weight lifted off my shoulders and I can just play my game.
Yeah, clearly it's like when you play Enigma against a Rubick, right?
Yep.
And you go, oh, did he just use spell steal time to black hole, right?
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. And Puck, it's harder to steal a Dream Coil. I think there's more maneuverability, but I agree that not having to think of that. I think it was Kyle that mentioned this, and I really enjoyed that once the game goes later and there's so many things to think about these minor details, like make sure he doesn't steal the Dream Coil. It just weighs on your mind. There's a lot of pressure on the amount of things you have to keep hold of.
Yeah, so as soon as you see either Rubick dead or Rubick having already used spell steal, or maybe Rubick even eating a Vendetta, right, and silent stuff, that's going to take a lot of weight off your shoulders. And
that makes little dancing, right?
Yeah.
As a Nyx, you lift your legs up, you impale down, you wait for the Rubick to turn around, and then you get him. Because the turn rate is really bad for Rubick.
Is it?
No, but like it's like the turn rate is when you get the heroes, right? Because that's when they're trying to. When they try to turn is when you're not moving fast.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I get you. I know what you mean.
That's what I meant to say.
The Dota heroes, they can't walk and chew gum. They have got to walk and then turn.
Exactly. So as Nyx, what you're actually trying to do is wait for the moment where he's kind of turning or going in the same direction, and you just impale him. Yeah. It'll take too long to get to the next position.
Oh, he's okay though. Larl's he's got to use both Astral Substance to get out. Of course, keeping in mind though, if you're a Nyx Assassin player, that you have to watch out yourself for your own turn rate, because you only impale in the direction you're facing, so you have to be also prepared that your own turn. Right?
That's why it's very important that he does the cast animation cancel.
Yeah. That's why most people actually miss their impales.
It's not an easy spell to hit.
No, not really. It's a little bit of a skill shot, but it's just because as long as you're facing the right direction or you can time the movement, it's real easy. You
gotta have a feeling of the Nyx. You have to play a lot of games with them. You can't just pick up the hero.
You have to be the beetle.
Be the beetle.
You have to be the Nyx assassin.
I hear Lil when they're like, what main player do you want to play with? Nyx.
Yeah, he praises the god Nyx.
No, I mean that's actually the name of the mid player for HellRaisers.
Oh,
look at that.
That's a me joke. What is this?
Seek and strike.
Now it's me. Shut up. Don't, no jokes. You're not allowed to laugh on a Dota cast.
It's too serious. Little analysis time. So the Ursa comes back. They can't really do much here. VP.P. They're starting to look a bit limited in what they can afford to do right now. Honestly,
yeah,
the Void Spirit did what he could in the early, and now he hasn't been able to get any kills anywhere. So
much of the map feels very closed off here to like to VP.P. They don't have a save at all, right? You've got at least a little bit of a...
Oh my goodness.
Oh, here he goes.
Bye, Nature's Prophet. Right? Nah, there's no way you're surviving this. Even Spike Carpets, like, hit me. I dare you.
I dare you. Wrath of Nature me. I dare you.
Nothing would make me happier right now. And that's your offlaner actually dying, not position 5.
That's not the position 5. I was going to say. But so much of the map is closed off. I was about to say VP.P. It feels like they have to kind of play together under wards, lest they run the risk of just kind of getting gone on by the Nyx puck. Yep. Sometimes even getting glimpsed into a bad position, because again, they have no save. They don't have yet the BKBs, although now Ursa Warrior does at the very least.
Not bad.
And yeah, I mean, the HellRaisers, they're not even that mobile, of course, with the exception of the Centaur ulti, but that's not really mobility in the same sense that like a Monkey King Nyx puck is, right? One of the spirits. But VP.P is not mobile whatsoever. In fact, Ursa,
it's really just a Void Spirit, like, and Ursa,
Yeah, but you've dealt with the Ursa, right? You've got 3 great ways.
I mean, no, I wouldn't say that Ursa's mobile particularly. Now with the Blink Dagger,
you've dealt with the Void Spirit, I should say.
Right, I agree. Now with the Blink Dagger, maybe they have global presence, but it is true that MP, once he goes into the team fight, he's a grandpa. You know, he's not going to be moving too much in the team fight, which means that your lack of control as VP.P is now starting to show. Because again, to the point where Stampede is becoming an issue, so is the counter initiation of Static Storm and the Song of Siren. We haven't even seen the combo yet, right? They haven't even utilized it.
No, I don't know if we've even seen a song yet, to be honest. And
no, actually, I don't think so.
We might not be able to see one here. As of course we've now got I have Scotty finish up for our Naga Siren, or just about here, needing to farm maybe one more camp.
I can feel Rezo salivating when he's like, hey Naga, so what do you farm now? Oh, did you already get your Scotty? Oh, that's such a good farm. That reminds me when I played Naga. Oh, that's a great timing for Scotty. I wish I was playing Naga.
Do you think he does it like that, or do you think he's like sitting back like when a dad watches his son like hit a baseball?
I'm so proud of Cooman.
I'm so proud of you, dude. Like,
good team.
That's a really good timing there. They can fight though, as the Nyx Assassin running from Fuzzy Wuzzy again, just getting kited out. There's going to be no more Enrage. Careful here for the counter initiation. Rezo already already turning
That's
around.
blink.
They are going to smoke up, though, but the Nyx Assassin has been scouted. Careful from the flank from behind. The Naga Siren already threatening down on the minimap as we do see the Nyx Assassin. That Beetle gets squished. HellRaisers, though, they're not going to want to go for it. They've kind of already lost their initiator. Rezo can go for it here, but again, without the Stampede, it's really hard for the rest of the team to follow in his footsteps, except for the puck.
I would say that that kill is, I would say Nyx has actually got an important kill in the team fights. He's getting rid of a very annoying nuisance, particularly for, because now Ursa deals area damage.
And now they can road. Can they though?
Now Tombstone, this is the last team fight where Tombstone I think is going to be super powerful, enough to just win you the team fight on its own, but it's still a bit difficult.
Oh, but
you're fighting against Static Storm and Song, dude. Look at this Song and
that's what I'm saying. And against Dream Coil and the Roche. I mean, good positioning from VP.P, keeping all of this in mind. Of course, they're not completely oblivious to it. They don't have tape covering the top half of their monitor.
Will he be KP as the Roshan falls to just take the...
I don't know. I think they just have to back up. There's already a Nyx Assassin. He's about to have Vendetta. On the run he goes. It's ganking them. There's going to be Cooman, the Song of the Siren. There's no agony yet for the Static Storm, but here it comes. Perfectly set up. Oh no, and in fact, they kind of messed it up. Ursa able to get the BKB off here just in time. DSA is going to be deader than the Cheddar, but Void Spirit is going to be locked down now by the Dream Coil. Not for much longer, however. Now he's free, released to do his thing. Can they go this time? No. The blink in time.
Rezo's able to get away. Now the Impale on the 2 that actually stops the initiation, and the Ursa's ensnared. He lost it in range as well. The Ursa cannot keep on fighting. Force Mage has been slowed on the Diffusal Blade, and that's going to guarantee yet another kill. I think Diffusal Blade on, on Cooman. Yet another kill for HellRaisers, and that initiation on the Roshan, it was a good but a bit too desperate idea, to be honest, thinking that they could take the Roshan before the enemy team would initiate, right? And that song was just so easy. Like Cooman, it honestly seemed like he couldn't even believe it. He took his time, went the long route.
I think that was obviously they wanted to
take the high ground.
Yes, to take the high ground, of course.
But it was no rush on his mind.
Exactly. It did seem really easy, didn't it? I mean, VP.P. Again, I mean, I think at this stage they're starting to feel like their power like fading. I don't know. Is there like an anime term for that? Probably. They're starting to get like a little bit weaker now. They feel it coming, and HellRaisers. I mean, they can still bring it. They're up 10K, probably 7K before that initial fight, but it's not like they're weak in any regard here before this Aegis.
Yeah, and the window opportunity, I would say, is closed.
Yes,
right
that's a good one.
That's what I would say for VP.P. You know, your mom is coming in, it's like, oh, we have the air conditioning on, close the window.
No. Oh, they didn't foil.
That's true.
Oh no, spell steal attempted. Okay, now we're gonna go for it. It's gonna be Spike's Carapace. They might be able to get a kill here on the Nyx Assassin, taunted up. Now Yule Scepter. They're gonna be able to burn off the duration of the. Oh, actually, most of the duration. He's Stampede, but he's totally fine. Indeed, the Earth Warrior chasing after him. Yule's on Yule's action here. Tornado. Allies. They will be eventually able to get the kill, and Rage used preemptively.
I mean, it's a kill on the Nyx, but it's really just a kill on the Nyx. So we're hyping this up like it's, oh my god, they got something else.
It is, but again, that's a big source of their initiation. You're totally right, right? It's just a Nyx Assassin. He's not worth that much money here. 6K here. Even compared to like the enemy mid, he's not that close either or anything like that. But again, it does remove one source of your initiation. HellRaisers, I think they're going to be that more doubtful in their efforts to take a team fight here if one is presented with them in the next 15-20 seconds. And that's a little bit more time for you to farm. That's kind of how you have to look at these things when you are playing down 10K behind with an Ursa, with a Void Spirit, you know, heroes that don't really like to be in that position. Well, what hero does, right? But
I think that in this position, you just need to turn this, like any kill you get into an objective or into some sort of extra kill, right? And what that happens is they get a kill on Nyx and then continue farming, which makes this kill completely useless. Now, it seems like Cooman has no chill. I don't know what they even stole.
Probably a mirror image.
Oh, wow. Okay, they sung just for the Rubick. It's like, we don't want Rubick illusions all over the map.
No.
They're very good for cutting lanes, so I kind of get that. Oh, he might. No, he's not going to get away. Nyx is here.
Absolutely not.
I got hopeful, you know. This Rubick could pull off some next level MLG no scope, but it did not happen. HR will instead take the tower here in the bottom lane, and also Rubick doesn't create space because it transitions from the skill nicely into a tower. Exactly what VP should be doing.
And in fact, it takes just long enough to kill him, but the creep wave has perfectly arrived. Which is just like the kisser, unfortunately. Oh goodness gracious, they're going to be also forcing people away. Here's Lil looking for some more kills here as he will now walk into the river. Again, VP.P, they're reading the map really well. They kind of realize that this entire area is probably certain death. Oh, except for this.
They scouted him out.
Oh, they have.
Yeah, they definitely see it. He's like, guys, they don't see. Oh, wait, Spike Carpus? Is he really going to get away with this? Oh, Dream Coil as well? That's the counter initiation. A beautiful impale, but the enrage stops stops it from being too effective and to notice. The Yule Centaur will stop that enrage from being effective though. As they now go for the next assassin, they will finally crush the bug.
Yeah, but they've, again, a tier 2 tower for the bug, right?
Not worth at all,
Yeah,
dude.
no.
I mean, this Nyx has been, every single death, it seems like they get something out of it.
It's true.
This is the definition of dying for space.
Yeah, and it was a good effort there to make the jump. He buys a lot more space. They actually get a nice glimpse as well onto the Furion, which sends him all the way trucking back home. But that's fine. He wasn't really needed for the kill there anyway.
And to get back into this game, VP need to get a really good team fight and finally kill a Naga, which has been a nuisance this whole game.
It's going to get so much more difficult here, Avo. She's about to get that butterfly here.
I mean, she has Scotty. She can out-kite you if you're...
Well, sure, but now how do you even hit her?
That's true.
I mean, you know, it's without any way to go through.
Okay, kill the Disruptor. That would be a good, nice kill. Yeah, very important. But he's still silenced, though. The Puck's Waiting Rift, very powerful. They have an E-Blade. Not going to help too much in killing Carl, since he had an Essence Ring ready.
Yeah, but the Essence Ring doing good work there. Cooman is going to get a solo kill, however, onto the big range creep that she thought she killed, but it was like
Ursa? Is he going to get ganked? I'm not really sure. Nyx is following after him. Yeah, there's the Impale. We have Resolution coming by as well. A nice little stun. And with the Stampede, they had a bit more damage. Again, the Yule Scepter. Remember, it doesn't get effective as resistance. They do have a song ready. They ensnare the Void Spirit. It does hit before he dissimulates, though. And Larl just going to be able to get away thanks to the Tombstone, deterring this aggression a bit too much.
Very, very good Tombstone being dropped there. Cooman was thinking about going for the Song of the Siren, but they were already way too far gone at that stage.
And with this, VP.P 12k behind with an Ursa. I'm trying to think what is it that they can bring this. I mean, MP I guess could potentially carry you to this late game. Like you let Void Spirit kind of fall behind, and you let MP take over the reins of being the position 2, and he could go for like a Mjolnir build and deal with Naga Siren.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I don't know. Maybe that's the idea I'm seeing for VP, because they really do need a real carry at this point.
Yeah, I mean, where does the damage come from, right?
Okay, the Axe is coming out on Disruptor as well. Once you have that, I don't think there's a turning point for VP any longer.
But it's still a bit further away, right? We're still 1,800 gold. That's not like...
No,
but it's coming. But it's coming. It's on the horizon.
Storms are coming.
My goodness, we are switching roles here today. How does it make you feel?
Awful.
I know, me too. Well, the jokes don't help, do they?
The Stampede on Rubick is a good steal to try to like maybe bait out a team fight and like reinitiate with a Stampede. And it gives you a considerable more team fight. I mean, Rubick could also be the turning point here, right? If you let Rubick get a bit more farm, you could actually just steal the ultimate from the enemy team and use their team fight against them. That's another potential, but we're now grasping at straws.
We really are. I mean, as you say this, I was going to, you do have the Rubick combination that could, and then Cooman is just Basher. It's Basher time.
Exactly.
And it's so difficult here. VP.P, they're going to try and grab farm and space wherever they can on the map. I mean, only 20 deaths for their entire team here at this stage. It's not too bad. Again, a quarter of those are going to be on the offlane Furion, simply because he's always going to be alone, farming somewhere on the map, quite isolated. So naturally, he's the easiest to kill. Yep. It's kind of just how these things work, especially when you have, you know, a Puck and a Nyx assassin to hunt him down. Yep. So it's no fault of the player. Just again, part of your draft, unfortunately. That you
I don't think the draft did him any favors. I think this Ursa pick was not the wiser pick. I would have much rather like they played the last time, where you have a pick that you can play it early if you want to, but could have gone late. Like anything, honestly. TB Gyro. I mean, TB was banned, but Gyro, Morphling, whatever. Because the Ursa right now, it just feels like you're limited. MKB.
It's something. It's a start, right?
Yeah, you still have the BKB with like full charges, right? Or
pretty close. 9 seconds, yeah.
So you do that, and then with a 9-second BKB, you're still gonna be able to win 1 or 2 team fights before the Axe comes out of Disruptor.
Yeah, let's check back in here on his Aghanim Scepter progress. He's farming it. He is actually farming. He goes, guys,
he knows how important it is.
I'm close, and I'm close to my eggs. He says, okay, well, go farm it, I guess. Dig up more bounty runes. Don't take any creep.
Naga just stealing his farm. VANSKOR's like, dude, he's pinging. I'm 300 gold away.
Yeah, he's really close. That should be his farm.
Yeah.
At most stages, I always agree with the carries. You're right, dude. You're right. You got to get that item. You're gonna win this game, but this is what's gonna win another game. There's a Stampede.
Oh, okay. That Stampede's by Rubick, though.
Yeah, it is.
It will catch up to the Puck. That Yule Centaur will set up for his own stun, actually, as the Ursa decimates him in a matter of seconds. Very important kill. This time, now this matters, and they deter the push away from HellRaisers.
And I believe they stampeded in response. They did. I heard a second one, and that one was from the Centaur himself. So now they could potentially fight 5v4 without a puck, without a stampede. Now that's a bit more promising.
HellRaisers just blinked in like crazy, but okay, he blinked back. I agree. Yeah, you have a chance now because you're taking away their team fight. That's another way you can play around
Aegis
this.
has expired, of course.
Yeah, you can play around their ultimates as well. It's a bit difficult to play around Static Storm, but I think Song and Stampede are likely. You're always gonna have to tank out Dreamcoat and Static Storm, but there are ways to mitigate them, and you can deal. Yeah, for now.
Not anymore.
Actually, not
though.
anymore. No.
Yeah.
No. Well, can Ursa use the BKB? No, I guess if they Song, you're just done for, right? You have the BKB before the Naga catches up to you.
And even then, how long is Song? Like 8 seconds, 7 seconds?
7 seconds, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 7 seconds, and that's pretty much all your BKB gone, or your men fighting it during the BKB. You kind of invulnerable once you have the BKB. I don't think there's a puck axe just yet. Or does he have it already?
The puck axe?
Yeah. He does have it. Never mind.
It does.
And it's just a bit too late for you to come online, right? Your window opportunity kind of closed.
They're going to make the Ursa puck alive in 17. No, but HellRaisers, they're not taking the bait. No information on the map. They know that this game is theirs to throw, and they're going to play it nice and patiently. Cooman's going to be the first to show. And they don't really want to jump the Naga Siren now, do they? Full Abyssal Blade, by the way, completed. Going for the Aghanim Scepter. Did this change, or is it still the heal?
No, they changed it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait. They're going to go for the Nyx Assassin. They make it into the Omen Snare now, by the way. Song of Siren, Static Storm's ready.
But who's the
VANSKOR?
target?
Yeah, Ursa, definitely. You want to prevent that BKB? He's closed in there, but they stole the Song! What? This Rubick just stopped the initiation completely. Can he steal Static Storm as well? This will be next level. He's not going to try though right now. He's still on cooldown, and they're just going to reinitiate. VANSKOR's dead. That Rubick will turn his team fight around as they go for the Naga Siren. She cannot last. The E-Blade might save her for a couple more seconds, force it as well. But Cooman is just being charged at. Even with a Yule Scepter, Ursa is still capable of catching up to them and killing them off. The damage from the Void Spirit was a bit too high. Those were the finishing touches for the Naga. Now catching up to the Nyx Assassin, who is unable to survive this. Okay, forcemajor, you are my MVP. This guy is going to win the game alone.
You better tip him there.
I said it, dude. The only chance they have, which is grasping at straws, is him being your team fight, and he somehow did it. Seriously.
He did it, yeah.
That's incredible.
That was quite literally, I think, the one thing that could have salvaged that team fight. I really don't think anything else, but literally just letting Ursa sit through, which he can easily tank. He can sit through the Static Storm. The problem is when people are actually hitting him. Of course, everyone hit by that Song of the Siren. Already we can see this win rate start to dip here a little bit. Only a bit. Only a little bit. And even the cherry on top there is being able to kill Rezo with his own hoof stomp as well. What a play there. Nicely done.
I love that VP.P. Like, I can imagine their coach going like, I don't think they have a coach actually, but they had one, their manager, whatever, going, guys, we need to practice how to come back into games. We just like lose the early, like 2 times in a row in a series and try to come back after that. He's still hoof stomp now, which is a really nice steal as well for Rubick.
Yep.
Always nice to have that. It doesn't get affected by the cast range, unfortunately, but once you get Blink Dagger, it's fine. And now you're starting to see that VP.P is like, guys, what if we give more farm to Rubick? He seems important. And they're actually giving him the same farm priority as the Nyx on HellRaisers, but you're losing. So this is actually a much bigger effort. Void Spirit's falling behind, NP's becoming the 2, Ursa's still your main carry, but Rubick slowly but steadily becoming more important this game.
And I don't really know if I like the decision to go for the Nyx Assassin Aghanim Scepter this game. It's kind of fallen out of favor in terms of a game, or in terms of professionals picking it up.
It's really just Americas that still picks it up.
I think usually the alternative, sometimes Dagon if you're like stopping the game, Meteor Hammer at times for the combo.
Yeah. I like Force Staff better personally.
Yeah.
I think Force Staff is always a jack of all trades, but I agree. The good thing about the Ags is that it gets you to do the wombo combo, right? You impale, you spike Carpus, and then you spike Carpus while borrowing, and then you impale again. That's like 7 seconds of stun, which Ursa can't deal with. So it's a good idea. I don't dislike the Ags. It's also really good for sieging high ground, because you just burrow behind the team, right, and you just throw out mana burns and impales. The smoke could be successful. They have Song, Static Storm.
Historically, a good place for HellRaisers to fight.
It is true. We have seen it in the series. But Nyx has been caught first. They want to go for him, and they destroy in a matter of seconds. The Enrage has been popped as the Song of Siren gets used. Can he steal again? Oh my goodness! Not a second time! What is this forcemajor? 2 times they're going to reinitiate. Now Naga's in trouble. The BKB has been used. This Naga Siren cannot last against the Ursa team to Stampede. They're trying to keep her stunned. The damage is high, but Cooman is capable of slithering just barely away. They gotta rush towards her. The Void Spirit is rushing towards her, trying to get this kill.
Nice.
Cooman does get into the trees, tries to TP, no one will see her. There's the help of the puck, and the damage is not high enough, so she is capable of going back safely.
Yeah,
Nyx Assassin brought back for this. Not really ideal. They do silence him here. Can they get a counter kill as well? Yeah.
Yeah, nicely done. A dieback on the Nyx Assassin. You do
What
lose
is
the
happening?
Rubick, but I mean, it's actually easy to steal Song of the Siren, right? Because you can steal it as soon as she activates it. Because as soon as you start Song,
So while she's channeling it.
it gets replaced by an ability called Stop Sing or whatever, Stop Song, which is a completely different thing, which you can't steal. So yeah, fantastic positioning here.
Oh, next they're gonna go for the Centaur now. Centaur trying to steal that Aegis. That's another song. Hell, Rubick, it's your turn to shine.
Oh, he's dead, unfortunately. Rezo. Oh!
They're gonna still catch him, but that song was too defensive. Rezo went in a bit haywire. And now, okay, this is actually becoming a comeback. I actually can't believe it. On the hands of the Rubick. I gotta give it to you, though. You're right about the Song of the Siren, and maybe the Naga should start considering not doing it if the Rubick is not there. Right, like, it's great to initiate on the Ursa, but the Rubick is your clear big issue.
Yeah, it really is. That or the puck has to immediately go just jaunt or Elusive Orb, find that Rubick Wayne Riften. He's got to be silenced, and I don't know. I think HellRaisers here. You know, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, can't be fooled again.
It's your fault, sir.
That's not the George W. quote.
I thought that's what he
said. And we'll see here if third time's the charm here or not for HellRaisers, as already 2 times that combo has been working. 8 to 16, 17K was the net worth lead here at one point, down to a measly 4K here now 40 minutes into the game. Tier 4 spawning in. VP.P already playing outside of the base. A mere 15 minutes ago, they were turtling already, Avo. What a comeback.
Yeah, honestly, now they have so much more liberty to farm. And this is what I was saying, that the Ursa, thanks to the Battle Fury, his win opportunity can be a bit better. He has farmed enough now to equal the Naga, and it's not like Naga's the best hero against the Ursa, right? It's more about the team fight that she brings to the table, but if you nullify that team fight, then what does it even matter? And that's exactly what we're seeing by this Rubick. And I imagine one more steal, and Cooman is going to get a pizza party at this rate.
That's right. That's right, actually. If you steal Song of the Siren 6 times, Naga actually, you turn in your punch ticket, and she gives you an album.
And then Cooman, this announcement tomorrow, it's like, unfortunately, Cooman won't be able to continue in the DPC leagues anymore. But VP.P, you know, they're playing well, but I also think that HellRaisers should reconsider their initiation.
They do, yeah. This one simply is not working out just off the fact.
Like, I'm not actually calling him out. Obviously, I'm joking.
No, of course not.
It is a consideration.
But Rubick here, quite simply put, 100 cast range now. Granted, the 8th lens, the blink dagger, and even now a telescope in the inventory here to increasingly buff his cast range to make sure you can get that steal off quite reliably. Looks like the rest of HellRaisers are just going to have to settle for 2 bounty runes, as now they are going to be having to be the ones to watch their tier 2 tower fall as they look to be on the other side of the map.
This Ursa's like, guys, he really recovered. He has farm now. He actually can even afford to put the Battle Fury in his inventory now. Because he knows he's farmed enough. He doesn't need that pushing power any
the
longer.
Aegis, but yeah, definitely.
I get it, that's why. He has really good, by the way, Shard and Aghanims this game, so he has nice, good late game potential, even without even being full slotted, right?
Indeed, he's gone for the 3 overpower attacks here as well, instead of the Earthshock AoE. Warrunner finished for Nemfi. Let's take a look at just all the items here. We must have a couple of new ones. Is that a new Aghanim set or a new BKB for Void?
On the Void Spirit.
Yeah, it should be, right?
Right?
Yeah, 10. Oh,
no, that's the Axe.
That's the Axe.
There we go.
10 seconds.
Our observer.
Well, listen.
He's not getting dinner today. I can guarantee you that. All right, he has a Stormcrafter as well, which is actually really useful this game because you want this slight silence for the puck or to avoid the impale. So it's very, very useful. I think the 0.5 second Cyclone in some games, it's fantastic.
0.75.
0.75?
I believe it is.
Oh, you're right. Yep. 0.75 second Cyclone is very useful.
Like the nerdiest thing I've ever done.
Yeah, no, it's very true.
Actually, Alvaro, it's 0.75 seconds, not 0.5.
But you're right, though. It's really good for dispelling, right? Like, especially silences, because as a Void Spirit, you don't want to be 2.5 seconds in the air. You just want to do the quick Cyclone and get rid of it. But it's very weak against, if you want the invulnerability, of course. So in this game, against Puck and Nyx, fantastic.
Oh, Timeless Relic's a good item here. I imagine Rubick really needs that telescope, though, is the problem. So Relic, I don't know who you would be able to give that one to, unfortunately, but we'll see what they want to make work of.
Is it on the VP.P side?
We did drop for VP.P,
So probably on the Void Spirit, right?
is under attack.
Yep, good call.
Yeah. Like, because it also, people forget, but it also amplifies magical damage, right? So that's always useful to have. And you have one stun. It's not bad. It's an idea. Cooman's like, guys, I don't think we should ever use Song again. Notice how defensively they're playing because they understand that these team fights are not as guaranteed as they thought. But this Ags on Cooman's going to be very big. If you hover over the Ags, people know what it does just in case. It is the ensnare, the old ensnare, right? Where you can actually use it on the spell immune heroes and also increases cast range and reduces cooldown. So it's actually quite a nice Aghanim Scepter, especially as a late game option. Because you're just gonna buy it and you're gonna eat it, right? With the
with the shard.
no, not with the shard. What is it called? The synth? Synth?
No. Aghanim's Blessing.
Oh, Aghanim's Blessing, that's it. Yeah, the Aghanim's Blessing, and once you get that, Naga is just happy to be able to deal with the Ursa.
She might, I mean, at this stage, I think the diffusal's nice to be able to actually kill people. Actually, not really. At this stage, maybe she just gets rid of the diffusal blade and slots that in just to save a little bit of money here. I'm not sure. I think there's a couple of different ways she could go about it here. But for now, it looks like now nothing new here. Lincoln's
okay,
Puck.
he's actually going for his own Axe Blessing the Puck because he wants to free up a slot.
Yeah.
He's level 25, by the way. Did he go for the Super Waning Rift?
The Super Waning Rift.
Yeah, he does have it. I mean, Drinkle Rapid Fire is honestly kind of decent this game, but I think the Super Waning Rift is definitely the way to go.
Nyx Assassin looking for a good entry here. He's going to be wrapping around the long way. Smoke's going to break by the Puck. They're going to find one. Drinkle misses, though. Larl didn't even have to use the VP.P for that one. Still has the Stormcrafter as the Ursa jumping on in. We hear a song of the Siren. Where's our Ursa? Or where's our Rubick, rather? Yes. We don't quite see him. He's a bit too far away. Ursa this time in a bit of trouble. He gets off the VP.P at the very least, but still so much damage to do. A life drain for him to stay alive, but he's going to have to buy back immediately. Stampede here for the fight to continue, as they've already lost 2 supports on the side of HellRaisers.
The Naga Siren, they have a stun? No, really? 3 heroes just following her, but unable to cancel that TP. I think that buyback was wise, though. Otherwise, they would have completely lost that team fight. But now you're seeing the power of the initiation from HellRaisers, right? Rubick, on the other hand, needs to just do the impossible yet again.
Is that what it's supposed to look like?
What? The team fight? Yes. Yes. Cooman's very happy about this one.
Where was the second
He's like, guys, they didn't steal song. Like, we don't care. Just stop being proud about that. But it's nice. I think that VP.P are starting to see that they can't play haphazardly either. The few team fights they got, they played really well because they were playing defensively, and that is why they were capable of stealing the song in such good position by the Rubick. Yeah. But here, it wasn't as well planned. Notice is playing really aggressively. They could try to punish him, but with that Disruptor, I guess they're going to play.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to feel pressured. He did buy back in that team fight, unfortunately, and everyone else just kind of ran away after Fuzzy Wuzzy bought back. Roshan might be up as soon as in a minute, 1 to 4 minutes here, but it's going to be way too soon here, and everyone on the side of HellRaisers is going to be alive by then. Yep. RNP is starting to do at least a little bit of damage here as well now.
A little bit? You look at his items, like you think that's a little bit?
To do a little bit of damage. He's showing up in the team fights. He's got heart.
Celebrity thinking he's position 1 now.
Well,
next game, they're like, what do you want, Terrablade?
Well, because the good thing about the build is because they're almost always going to be going on the Ursa with the combo, right? Yep. And that completely negates Ursa from the fight. Sometimes, more likely than not, it's going to kill him. We need someone to do the damage.
I agree.
In the team fight. And not once have we seen 2 people get caught by a static storm past like the 10-15 minute mark.
DSA is like, guys, I am an Undying. I could not matter less right now. They're committing a fair amount. Larl, okay, doesn't want his support to die. Larl believes everyone's equal. This might be bad for him. They have an axe, so if his VP.P won't serve him too much. The Ursa does manage to kill the Nyx in time. There's the Song of the Siren. Where do we see the Rubick standing behind? He's looking for the Song steal. Can he do it? Force Major. He's gonna try. Does not get it off. It's the mirror image this time instead. Unfortunately, Static Storm not too successful though. As a Stampede is used, they can destroy the whole free. He managed to survive this thanks to the enrage and the impact of the void spread. No, he's still alive. The VP.P's keeping in there, but he's stuck in the kinetic field, and that's gonna end up killing him. Cooman though will fall to Larl as everyone buys back. The Nyx bring in the damage and destroying this void spirit. As Celebrity is left alone, he wants to avenge his dead teammates, but he played a bit too hastily. Too much bloodthirst for his taste. Everyone buys back. They don't want to give up this game just yet. The Rubick has the illusions, annoying Cooman a bit, but he's now been stuck. Not much he can do. Hopefully, as buyback, he does.
Now he gets to buyback. Everyone using buyback here in the last 3 minutes here for the side of VP.P. Unfortunately, not having it available is going to be the Ursa. He's already bought back. Has our Undying. That means then HellRaisers as well. Everyone kind of committed in there in that fight. But they are going to be coming out on top here. Tier 3 tower gone. Likely to be the mid lane of Barracks. And a few more items now coming their way. Big team fight there. The Ursa staying alive maybe a lot longer than he should have. And someone is going to be making the call here to go for Throne.
Cooman's making that call. It's like, guys, I don't want to be in this game any longer. If they steal one more song, I'm done. Let's go. He's trying to take the tier 4s. Ursa cannot come back in time. It's got to be the MP.
We've got to fortify.
Look at that smoke. Celebrity's like, guys, I will carry the game. It is my turn now. Can't they liquid this?
Coming from behind here as well. He's got the Blink Dagger.
Alright, we'll try against Resolution. We start Force Major looking for some nice spell. That's not the greatest steal. Larl trying to go for Resolution, using his VP.P. damage. Who find the Nyx Assassin? Nyx Assassin should die here, but they do stick the Nature's Prophet, and that's him gonna be Nature's Prophet dead. Thanks to the Aghanims on the Naga Siren, catching him with the BKB. Now stopping the poor Void Spirit. Static Storm is ready, and that's gonna be 2 diebacks in a row, guaranteeing the win. Unless Force Major delaying as much as he can. He's trying his best, but I think little Rubick, your time in the sun is over.
Yeah, I think so as well. But that's going to be his 3rd song steal of the game. He can now... Well, I mean, he could be happy with his performance this game, to say the very least here. Undying is going to throw his body and try and do whatever he can. But the GG will be dropped. And a 2-1 victory for HellRaisers. But VP.P, they made him work for it, didn't they?
They did. I think they should be proud of the performance. I don't think their draft did them any favors whatsoever, if I'm honest with you. That draft was really hard to play. Past